Now that you're somewhat familiar with the new body style of Google Analytics 4 and where a few of the old and new features are located, let's jump into more detail about the new instruments, or reports, in context of some of the most popular reports you may be used to in Google Analytics Universal. We're going to walk through the new real-time reporting, as well as show where to find the data from your favorite campaign reports, events, goals, and now known as the new conversions, your page behavior reports, and then the other user details you're used to. While likely used for testing purposes to see how a new campaign is performing, the real-time reports within Google Analytics Universal were pretty boring. Now, the new Google Analytics 4 reports could also be hung almost as a TV in your main room. In fact, there's even a full screen mode. Again, beyond testing purposes, real-time data can be a bit of a novelty. However, one great new feature is the user snapshot, allowing you to see random users' activity in real time. Check it out. One of the most popular reports, however, within Google Analytics has always been the campaign reports, or more specifically, the source medium reports. As marketers, this is how we reported to our bosses and kept our jobs. Before we jump into Google Analytics 4 versions, however, we needed to distinguish between the two very different reports, user acquisition reports versus traffic acquisition. The users section focused solely on where new users come from, while the traffic area focuses on all users. Note that you can also drill into various Google ad data from the user acquisition reports. Now you may be wondering where Google Ads and other campaign reporting may be. Well, you can navigate to this data from the overview area. You'll also find click and cost data incorporated into this report as well. Due to several limitations, you may not have explored the Google Analytics Universal Attribution reports much. Well, that certainly should change. As mentioned, this information will now be in the advertising section. No longer are the days of limited last click visibility. You can also run several model comparisons in order to understand the weight various campaigns have in your user journey. Again, we'll be reviewing this section in Module 4. Okay, so now to talk about events and goals, or the newly called conversions. The event report. Back in the old days, before the hybrid engine, we would have a limited set of parameters for events, an action, and a label, which at times would make setting up our goals difficult, let alone collecting valuable meta information about the event. We are also limited to a single value. Well, times have changed. There's even a nifty event management area within the admin area. That being said, you can navigate to your events report under the engagement area. By clicking on the event, you can start viewing all of the specific event parameters. The real power, of course, is building out paths and or funnels with these events, and we look forward to showing you how to do that in the next section, Module 3. Of course, you may be wondering about your goal reports. We cannot be happier to let go of the rigid and completely unscalable means in which goals were set, and of course the limited slots that you were confined to. It is as easy as selecting one of your goals as a conversion from a slider. Of course, you can also base the conversion on specific event parameters and be more specific about it, but this is the easy view. Now, if your goal is to find these conversions, then you will find these also under the engagement section. From there, you can click to view by key dimensions. While this may seem fairly limited, keep in mind you can see conversions in many of the other reports as well. Page behavior. While measuring our campaigns against our conversions may be some of the most insightful ways to utilize website analytics, we certainly can't leave out our reports about our pages. Hidden under behavior, site content, all pages was the handy dandy pages report in good old GAU. Now in GA4, you can now save a click by going to engagement and then just pages and screens. One thing you'll notice right away is that the default is set to display your page title. and or screen class if you have added your mobile app. You can easily change this by selecting page path from the dimension dropdown. The other thing you may notice that we all missed in Google Universal is the introduction of user, event, conversion, and even revenue counts to the pages report. While we are used to seeing this information in GAU, you will also notice conversion and revenue information within the landing page report, also found within the engagement section. Now, as you can tell, Google Analytics 4 packs quite a punch into each of the pre-built reports. That said, you're probably itching to understand where to find all those user details, like their browser usage, geography, age, and hey, who can stop looking at screen resolution reports? As you know, this was all split up into dozens of separate reports in Universal. Now, below the lifecycle reports, you will find the user section split between demographics, which contains data based upon modeled Google Signal data, such as country, region, language, age, etc. Then under tech, you'll find reports containing, well, technical information on the device the user is utilizing, such as the device model, platform, OS, and, you guessed it, screen resolution. So in summary, the report section is split up in really 4 key sections. A summary of historical and real-time data, a collection of pre-built reports based upon the customer lifecycle, demographic and technical information about a user and the tech they are using. And last, but certainly not least, is an area we didn't show, and that is the library section at the bottom. Perhaps now that you can see what kind of reports are available, you'd like to customize the navigation by your organization structure, such as marketing reports, IT reports, and reports for content teams. Well, in Google Analytics 4, you can certainly do that. In a later module, we'll go through settings and all the ways that you can customize Google Analytics 4.